The day Jesus died was no ordinary day. Heaven held its breath. The one they adored and worshipped had surrendered his spirit and given up the ghost.
It is finished.
The ground groaned, the sky darkened, thunder rolled over Jerusalem like the voice of judgment, and the earth trembled beneath the weight of this divine moment. In the temple, the veil, that sacred barrier between God and man, tore in two. Graves cracked open, rocks split apart. Creation itself seemed to cry out in agony. The Lamb of God had been slain. The price of sin has been paid in full, and the depths of hell was completely silent. For they did not know that what looked like defeat was the beginning of the greatest victory the world would ever know. For in the spirit realm, something began to shake. The gate of abyss, that ancient monstrous, creaked open of its own accord. The very shadows recoiled. Demons trembled, and as the king entered, unclean spirits bowed. They could not lift up their eyes to behold his face, for his face burned brighter than the sun. The Prince of Peace had entered the domain of darkness, but not as a prisoner, but as a conqueror, the conqueror among conquerors. The halls of hell grew still. Satan, seated on a throne of fear, surrounded by his principalities and powers, felt something he had never known: terror. The King of Glory had walked forward. Light pierced every corridor. Demons struck. Chains snapped. Darkness fled. Every step the King of Glory took, judgment followed. His divine presence declared what no sword could ever do, declaring that the reign of death is over. Hell and all its forces could not stand before him. Every knee, every dark principality, every ancient curses bowed, not by force, but by the authority of Jesus Christ of Nazareth. For the light had entered abyss, and where light shine, darkness had no voice. Demons wept, their dominion crumbled, and the kingdom of hell collapsed under the weight of the glorious presence of Jesus Christ. And then the moment came. Face to face, the accuser of the brethren was brought low. He could not stand. He could not speak. He fell trembling and placed the keys of death and hell into the hands of the living one, the same Jesus Christ of Nazareth, who said, I am he who was dead, and behold, I am alive forevermore. I hold the keys. But Jesus did not come only for judgment. He came for the redemption of the old saints. Those who waited in paradise, the saints of old, now saw their Redeemer. Jesus Christ, having conquered darkness, led them in a glorious march of victory. And then on the third day, just as he promised, the earth groaned again, and a great angel descended, radiant and mighty, and rolled the stone away from the grave, and out of darkness life emerged. Jesus Christ, the Son of the living God, stepped out alive, glorified, victorious. The sting of death had been broken, the gates of hell shattered, the grave could no longer speak. He did not rise alone. The saints, those he had loosed in the deep, we are seen walking in Jerusalem, bearing witness to his eternal triumph and redemption. The silence of Saturday gave way to the roar of the resurrection morning, and from that empty tomb the cry of victory rang through time. I am he that liveth and was dead, and behold, I am alive forevermore. I hold the keys of death and the grave. The King had conquered. Death was eternally defeated, hell disarmed, and the grave forever silenced. This is the triumph in the abyss, and it belonged to the Lamb, the risen one, Jesus Christ, the King of kings, the Lord of lords, and the Lion of the tribe of Judah.